So welcome, everyone. That was so beautiful, Elena. And that you chose Durga. So welcome, everybody. We've decided to explore the power of repetition in sound healing. So both mantras and improvised melody and trance. So that's the subject today. And when you were singing Durga, Elena, I thought of a Durga mantra that I know. So maybe I'll chant that 12 times. And it's interesting because when you're, I love the way that you're singing the mantras with your guitar. It's so beautiful. And the way I learned them is just kind of straight without accompaniment. So it'll be a contrast, but still in that energy. And Durga, this mantra, I chant it when I need to cultivate strength and protection, and also just really dropping into truth and that clarity. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Namaha. 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 Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Namaha.
Shay, thank you. When I listen to you, I just realize because I need I need somebody to play for me, and it's not the first time when I say to you this, and I just realized because it happens when I'm talking to you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Shay, for your mantra. I want to make a little introduction. Hello, Marius. Hello, Nicoletta. Hello, Shannon. Hello, everyone who will listen to us in this evening. Claudia can't come. Maybe she will join to us a little bit later. And I'm very, very curious how will grow up our discussion about repetition in singing, in mantras, about prayers, what is the role of repetition. And Shay, I ask to everyone if you want to come, enjoy and talk. Here in the middle of the stars, we are all the stars, so we can talk together. But I have a question now for you, Shay. If you had experienced something with repetitions, about repetitions, if it means something for you, when you play, when you use words or in your life. I'm curious, how do you see this subject in your life?
That's a huge question. I love it though.
Yeah, it's a question with a lot of questions because I'm a very curious person.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go with, I mean, there's so many, so I'll just go with my first thought. So I took on vocal improvisation as a spiritual practice 15 years ago, and I had some really wonderful teachers. Rhiannon was one of my main teachers, and there's a form called circle song, which you all might know. And basically, that's what it is. It's a repeating melody that the leader comes up with in the moment. So it could be like, let's see. Probably wouldn't be that high, but you could imagine, like, just some kind of simple repeating melody, usually that you can kind of stack harmonies on. And so I was at a workshop once. There's a man named Joey Blake. In my opinion, he creates the most beautiful circle songs. I love what he does, and maybe it's his gospel background. But wow, I mean, I don't even know if I have words, but it's like the energy, it circulates in the same way that chanting a mantra does, but in a little bit different, because I think of the addition of harmonies and maybe different parts, but it's an experience of shared consciousness. Yeah, it's an experience of unity, like we're all coming together, singing this one thing from our hearts. And I think that when we do that, repetition, it's also unison, right? We're doing something together. I'm almost like kind of rocking right now. So you see people do it in movement or in sound. And there's something that happens that when we join our forces that way, 1 plus 1 does not equal 2. And 5 people, all of a sudden, it feels like 15 people. So I think there's something about the power of repetition that taps into our collective heart, our collective power. That's my first go with it.
Sounds very empowering. Thank you, Shay, for your sharing, for your story. I can share a story about repetition with Durga mantra that I was playing first, like intro. It was my first mantra. What I have learned, and I remember this was so fascinating for me, this mantra, because I was listening to this mantra for 6 months every day, and when I was coming at home, open the PlayStation with this mantra, with Durga mantra, and listen and dancing and playing with in the same time, singing. And it was fascinating for me to realize after 6 months in an evening, because I was integrated so many aspects, if I say right, of the same words. And in that moment, I was understanding how important is to repeat a prayer, to repeat and be conscious and creative a little bit in the same time, creative in sense of implied, in the same time when you say that words, repeating on and on and on. And I was, whoa, it seems to me like I was understood half of word just because I was listening that mantra so many times. So this was another experience. Maybe you have hello, Liviu. Maybe you have to share with us your experience about things what are repeating in your life. So, Shay, if you can tell us another experience about with about repetition, about the things what are repeating in songs.
Sure. Yeah, I'll share. I don't remember this man's name, was an African singer and teacher, and he was teaching us a song that just had this repeating melody. And he said, do you know why we repeat in these songs? And he said, it's like a car that when we chant when we're singing for like a few minutes, he said it's like we're in first gear. So he said like, and there's something
I'm laughing here. Okay.
but that was his metaphor for how consciousness travels upward the more that we repeat. And it was such a good metaphor. I've never forgotten it. Because, and I've also, when I've been singing the same thing with people, or I'll notice, like we just went to a different place. Wow, how is that possible? We're singing the same thing, and yet it's different. And I loved what you were saying about all the different aspects that you were feeling of that mantra, because I feel like it's the same thing with just singing one tone. It's that you start to realize that there's the infinity that's contained within the one. That's one of the most amazing things to me, is how the perception continues to widen and deepen in that practice. So.
Thank you, Shay. Sounds great. I will enjoy this exercise more like a car. It's one of when I realized first time the this importance of repetition. It was when I was studying. I was a researcher, ethnomusicologist researcher, and I was studying folklore species, Romanian folklore species, and one of this was călușul. I had to wrote the notes on the paper when I was listening the song. And the Romanian people, maybe you know the maybe you know the song pam 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 da 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 dum pam 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 da 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 dum pam 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 da 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 dum pam 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 da 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 dum. And this is a dance. It's a dance, and this is a light motif. He's repeating while the dancers are in a circle. And I was put it on the on the paper. I was writing on the paper the notes, and I were so many repetition. Dum pam 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 dum pam pam pam. And I was, a lot of notes. Yeah, I can put the sign of repetition, but how many times? And finally, the question, why? And in that moment, this is this călușul. It's a healing dance. And in that moment, I was realized because they were creating a space, sustaining space, the same one for people who need to be healed, and that's why they had to repeat on and on the same musical pattern. And it's like you have a comfort zone maybe, and it produce a trance, and you can go in catharsis there. And I think this is how it goes, so we can heal with sound. And I realized, because this is how it goes when you need to heal with sounds. And I was fascinating to see this map of the nodes. Maybe I was too technical now, but this is my experience and sharing with you.
Oh, I didn't think it was technical at all. I was imagining the dance, and I was imagining the repetition and almost like putting a different person in the center each time. There's something that you said. I think you said like it opens up a space for healing. It's a really interesting idea, because when I have been in those spaces, there is a feeling of timelessness, that all of a sudden, that time is slower. And I do experience that as a very healing space, as a very sensitive space. It's like when that opens up, even one note can just like vibrate all of the cells and organs in your body. And I think it does have to do with changing our state of consciousness, getting more into if you all know about different states, so getting more into alpha and theta states through repetition. For some reason, this little every now and then I play with kind of like I don't know, like flute-like melodies, I suppose. And there's this one I'm hearing right now, and it does, it's repeating. I'll just sing it for 30 seconds or something, but when I sing it, I feel like I could sing it for hours. Let's see.
Very interesting experience, Shay. Thank you. It's so interesting when I was listening to you with this flute melody. Hope I was understood well. I could feel on my body a connection between the right brain and heart. For right brain was your sound, ooh, and for heart was ooh, ooh, ooh. Brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, please. You can laugh. I can feel sometimes, time to time, I can feel how sounds go on my body, and this was very interesting for me because I was feel so directly, and I was impressed by this connection. And I don't know yet what really means, but it's very interesting how if you were playing just for 1 or 2 times this, I couldn't realize. I think I can't have time to realize this connection, but because you you repeat this sounds pattern, I could pay attention on my body and feel the connection. And I'm very curious now because I never, when I was say the story about Durga, my story with Durga, I never was listen with my body, Durga. But now with your simple pattern, Shay, I just experienced this connection. And it's very interesting. I'm very curious. What happened to you? Because you just saying because you could listen at this for hours. What do you experience when you listen this flute with these sounds? What do you feel? Or do you feel something? It happens something in your body, in your mind, in your soul, or
It might be different at different times. And when I do it, I am also kind of like hearing harmonies with it because I've played harmonies with that before. But right now it feels like I mean, this is going to sound a strange thing to say, but it's almost like being a cricket. Because I
remember our transmission about crickets.
Yeah. So I find their frequency. Well, I mean this one's a little bit more piercing, than a cricket. A cricket's a little, but it feels similar. Just some like high repeating noise, or I mean not noise, but sound to relax into. Yeah, I'd say it kind of puts me into a trance state pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't so much experience it in like a certain part of my body. I think it transports me quickly. I've never thought about this before.
Sarah, you are on the scene. You can speak because you asked for. So let us know what's your opinion about our meeting, our subject.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. I'm drawing this connection as I'm listening to you explain the connection of the notes to the left brain and the right brain. And it reminded me of when I first started.
Sarah, just a moment, please. I can't hear you very well. I don't know if I'm the only one. Shay, maybe you can confirm this aspect, but Sarah, you has to do please something with your microphone.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, maybe a little bit better. Okay.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me try something else.
Okay. Okay.
She'll come back.
Yeah. Sorry, because I didn't know.
You know what I was.
So it's not just for my ears, no?
There was static, but I could hear her. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. Mm-hmm. You know, one thing I was just thinking, Elena, because we did something on lullabies, you know, a month ago, I think, and there's also the power of repetition, right, for soothing. Like,
sorry, when you say about repetition on the lullabies, what are you thinking about? What kind of repetition?
Well, just that they're often just like a repeating melody, like.
True.
That's 3 notes. You know, and in that it's more of a soothing trance. You know, and I don't know. I'm just thinking of it in this moment. You know, lullabies, because they're this source of soothing and comfort, and the repetition of the melody. It feels like safety. It feels reliable. It's like, oh yeah, there it is again. I don't know. I was just thinking about that right now.
It's very interesting because in any song, in a way, maybe not so with so many repetitions, but in any song, it exists repetition. And I'm very curious if this aspect of repetition, it has always it is always a healing aspect, or what is the role of repetition in songs? If you if somebody has an opinion, you can speak. You can come here with us and speak. So, Shay, do you have an opinion about this?
Let me think on it. Sarah, it looks like Sarah's come back. Do you want to try again, Sarah?
Yeah. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So what I was connecting with during when Elena was talking about the left and right brain, it reminded me of when I started going to therapy and just doing my deep healing, mental, emotional abuse healing, and just healing from my past. I did the EMDR treatment, the process. I don't if it's the one that I did with my therapist. It's like these buzzers, these electrical buzzers that alternate right, left buzzing, and it's just consistent. You just sit there for a couple of minutes while these buzzers go back and forth in your left and right hand, and then it what it does is it took me deeper. Like it took me deeper into things that I hadn't known before, or that I hadn't been at all conscious of. And it was that repetition of left, right, left, right, left, right that takes you into that depth. And so that's what that your share reminded me of, Elena, is possibly maybe the repetition in songs or sound have to do with the depth of which we go into our internal world. So that was just my thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Marenka. Very interesting. So the repetition, it's not just the healing repetition. It's not just on songs. Okay, I knew this, but you tell us a story. So thank you. It's good for me. It's good to know.
Thanks, Sarah. Marenko, do you want to speak?
Hi. I just want to make sure you can hear me well.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. So when Elena posed the question of, the purpose of repetition, and automatically when she posed the question, I felt it really deeply in my body. And to me, the soothing two-tone, three-tone kind of sound, it almost bypasses my conscious mind, and it goes to the moment of uncertainty. And Sarah talked about I have vision deeply, and there is the heartbeat of the mom, and that felt extremely safe and soothing. It's almost like the background of healing my forward. For me to feel
Marenka, you're breaking up some. I'm trying so hard to stitch together your words. Like I heard that you said it bypasses the conscious mind, and then I heard the heartbeat of the mom. Did you hear any other bits, Elena?
No, but I'm fascinating what kind of experience we could have when things are repeating. No, I didn't hear anything else. And it was something strange here, because in the same icon was just Marenka and Sarah, and I couldn't make a difference between them. Sorry, it's a technical situation. Don't know what.
Marinka, do you want to try one more time? And I could let you know.
I'm going to try in 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Great. Yes, I really want to hear what you have to say. Okay, great. When you were talking about listening to the Durga mantra for where the sounds resonate in your body, I thought of a Ganesh mantra. So removing obstacles. And this one, I'll just say it a few times. Om Vakratundaya Hum. Om Vakratundaya Hum. Om Vakratundaya Hum. So when I chant that mantra, I feel the Vakratunda, that's in the lower part of my body, and then Hum, like it comes back up to my throat. And I find that the experience of chanting that mantra in particular is always very visceral for me. And that, it's about clearing the path, removing obstacles. It really feels that way to me.
Very, very interesting. Oh, it became very interesting because I'm fascinating when people start to speak how they experience the sounds in their bodies. And I am fascinating. Shannon, you are welcome to share with us what you feel to say. Welcome and a big hug to you.
Oh, thank you, Elena. Thank you, Shay. Your sounds are just beautiful. They just are very they bring a lot of warmth, I think, to the room for me. Yeah, I wanted you had brought up the lullaby room that was about a month ago. And about a month ago, my husband, he retired from his current job, and we took a little trip to Sedona. And we had this, beautiful room, and it was just the colors there, so magnificent. And I had the privilege of listening to that room when I was there. And it made me think about the room that we were in. We stayed in an Airbnb, and in the housekeeping, there was, when they were talking about the room that we were going to get, they talked about these wind chimes that they had. And they said, well, if they bother you, let us know, and we'll tape them up so that they don't make sound. And we went in, and so for me, Sedona is a very, very special place. I chose on this particular trip to be exceptionally present. And just the colors were so vibrant, and it was just a really, really beautiful trip in that way. But the wind chimes, the sound of those wind chimes, every time I heard them, they actually just enhanced the experience that much more because of the tone of the wind chimes. And we were there for 5 days, and so I just, every time that tone would ring from the wind hitting, moving the chimes, it just opened my heart, and it just was. I actually took video of it because I just loved the sound of it so much, and that was just an experience for me where sound enhanced my experience, and so I was very, very grateful for that. And one other thing I wanted to share happened this morning. I live in Colorado, and so the nights tend to be a little bit cooler and the days are hotter. And I had the window open in my room, and I woke up to these birds chirping, and it was the same sound over and over again. And it was 5:30 in the morning, and I was not bothered by it in the least. In fact, I thought to myself, oh my God, how blessed am I to wake up to that sound, that repetitive sound of the birds chirping versus an alarm clock that is trying to make sure that I get out of bed as fast as possible. It was just such a warm and soft and inviting way to wake up. And the repetition of the birds. And I think too, I'm doing a little bit of work with I started some work with the dream arc, so I'm even more aware of my surroundings and the animals that come into my life. And I was so grateful for those birds chirping and the way that I was woken up this morning, even though it was 5:30 a.m. But I want to thank you so much for allowing me to share, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Shannon, for your sharing experience, for your experience which you share with us. And I have to tell you, because when you spoke about your mornings and birds, I just realized where I am, and my skin was, and suddenly I was so wake up like in the morning, but at us it's maybe 8 o'clock almost. So you have a real good storying. So thank you for your sharing, emotional sharing. Shay.
Yeah, it looks like Marinka is back. But I love when you were talking about the wind chimes. I can think of so many moments being on a porch or outside and just feeling that from the wind chimes, and not getting bored of the sound at all. It just like opening my heart. So I resonate with what you said. Marinka, do you want to give it a go again?
Hi, let's try again and let's see. So I'm not sure how much you guys heard me, but I will just kind of repeat when I hear the sounds, the repeating sounds, and I've had the opportunity to work with Shay, so the lullabies really have touched me. But as I heard the question, I could feel it really strongly in my body. And the reaction was of comfort and trust and safety. And then when I heard Sarah speak, I could almost see a baby in the womb listening to mom's heartbeat. And those sounds, it's almost like it's the programming of our subconscious mind. It bypasses our psyche, and it just goes to the primal brain where we want to feel safe. And it felt like a big embrace for me. It feels like it's giving me permission to settle into my body, be present, and then make conscious choices. And I would like to share a little story about the lullaby after I had worked with Shay, and it was forming in my mind, and I couldn't really grasp it, but it was there, and it took me a couple of days to grasp that sound. What I wanted to say about that is that it was over a week, almost 2 weeks, every time I would sing that, it was just an outpouring of emotion and tears. And I couldn't tell you why. All I can tell you is that it needed to be expressed. And that sound was the catalyst for me to release something that I would have never been able to tap into otherwise. So yes, for someone who really doesn't have a musical background, coming into this healing aspect of the sound, it blows my mind every time, because it cannot be articulated, it cannot be explained. It's just something that I feel deeply, and my body just responds. So I love the fact that I have been introduced to it. Thank you, Shay. I'm complete.
Thank you for what you shared. When you speak, I always feel the depths of your feeling. It's really beautiful. Yeah, it continues to blow my mind as well. It's like this whole. I mean, there's the world of the seen, the visible, and then, there's the world of the invisible, and there's so much there. Yeah, I had, I don't know, I'm just thinking about when you said about the womb and we begin in a sightless world with only sound, and the sound of our mother's heartbeat and fluids. And I was just reflecting on, we did a sound ceremony for one of my dear friends for her 70th birthday. And they were all in Vancouver and I was on Zoom. And they created a sonic birth canal in the hallway. And they're 5 singers. They've sung together for years. And so they were just creating these improvised harmonies as she's walking through this birth canal, pictures and things, like kind of this idea of being reborn when she's 70. And what was interesting about the experience is, for me, I'm witnessing it on Zoom. And after about 5 minutes, even though I loved seeing them, but I closed my eyes. And as soon as I closed my eyes, I felt like I was right there. I was right in my friend's place. And just hearing their sounds and harmonies and laughter. And then when I was singing with them, I felt like I was right there. And yeah, I think that's an aspect of sound, like how intimate it can feel.
I was like dreaming. I was listening to you. And like you, I was imagining your story. And it was something like I have a connection with in that moment. And yes, it's so strong, the power of I don't know how to say this, when you can when your imaginations start or begin from the sounds, words. Don't know if I express myself correctly, but this is how I feel. Like our imaginations could be stimulated by sounds, and very interesting. Oh, so maybe we could sing something, play something, and prepare to close our meeting. What are you saying, Shay? And Shay, yeah, I remember about that lullaby meeting. That you were singing a wonderful Romanian song. And do you remember that song? I would love to hear it.
Oh, geez, put on the spot. I only know the melody. I don't know the words.
You can put any words you want in any or sounds in any language in any.
Okay, I can.
It was wonderful.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, la, 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 ee. Ah, la, 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 ee. Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, la, 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 ee.
Wonderful, Shay. I was very curious and I was wondering if you could repeat, if you will repeat for us that song. Because, yes, we can go on trance with this kind of experience. Thank you very much. I think you should record this part. It feels so good when you sing this. So thank you, all of us, for being together, and I'm grateful for this space, and hope you're gonna have a sweet sleep with this lullaby song from Shay. Thank you for everything, this space. And,
Elena, do you want to sing a little something? Sing us out? Because you sang us in. No pressure.
Do you feel this? I don't know. Okay. Something with the repetition. Let's see. I love to sing, of course. Saj mantra. Mantra of Saj. sage, maybe in English. Muni muni mahamuni soham. 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 Muni 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 mahamuni soham.
Thank you, Elena. That was lovely. Mm. So thank you all for joining us. It's been a pleasure and a discovery as always.
So I say hello to everybody. Hello, Shay, and thank you for being together in this evening. Thank you, Marenka, Shannon, Doina, Livio, Maritza, and all of us. Have a good evening or morning, wherever you are. Big hug. Bye.